We live. Come on in, come on in, come on in, tell a friend. All black everything. Think it's play big dreams, many streams. We back again with that good when the world was black. Like, share, subscribe, thumbs up like you hitchhiking. We getting right into it, right where we left off. Do your own research. Don't take my word for nothing. We just sharing information as we should. Let's come together like the fist. We strong individually, but when we come together like this, it's unstoppable. They know that. We get right into it. The underground city of Ankallah, one of the Earth's oldest civilizations, is now inaccessible to most travelers and scientists, but it remains preserved under the Earth's surface. Deep within the subterranean labyrinth of chambers and tunnels about 50 miles under the surface of modern Baghdad, there is an ancient city named Ankallah. In the 1850s, a team of archaeologists led by the renowned Dr. Dawn, excuse me, Bill Billavimy, Billavimy, were excavating a cave system in the Zagros Mountains when they fell into a hidden passage. What they discovered next was shocking. They tried to make their way back to the surface, but ended up traveling through miles of underground tunnels. After days of walking, they found themselves in what they described as a crystal city. There were massive buildings and temples made of pure quartz. Some artifacts appeared to have been made from solid diamond. There were channels of water fed by thermal springs and what looked like man made waterfalls and fountains that were still in operation. When the team looked at the artifacts scattered around the city, they found inscriptions that looked just like the scripts of ancient Egypt, Eastern and the Mayan civilization. They also saw engraved images of Carnosaurus and Non-Secundum, which hadn't walked the early in over, which hadn't walked the earth in over 9 million years. Who are these people? Had they been around this long, or were these creatures still living underground? The team reported feeling a strange warm sensation as they walked closer to the city's central structure, which they described as a massive black pyramid that looks to be made of obsidian with a blinding beam of light shining from its pinnacle. The Black Pyramid, said to be over 700 feet tall, provided light for the entire underground city. Sounds like us. Sounds like those black geniuses. One of the team members, Dr. Mattis Tuffup, saw small beings walking around the pyramid as they approached. They appeared to be dark silhouettes with an iridescent glow. These etheric beings spotted the team and began approaching them. Bellamy later reported. The next thing we knew, we found ourselves back above ground, as if we had never missed a moment of time. We did not feel exhausted, but we were rejuvenated and felt years younger. I could not believe it. When the doctors at Lord's Faith Hospital attempted to track the growth of the tumor on my lung, the CAT scan revealed that the cancer had disappeared from my body. I believe it was these dark skinned angels who cured me of my disease. What happened to the city and its inhabitants? No one knows. After this incident, no one has been able to find the cave that led Villamy, team to the city of Ankallah. Many have claimed that Ankallah is merely a myth, but in 2006, geologists in Baghdad reported that something massive was under the surface of the Zagros Mountains. It is very likely that they were picking up signals from Ankallah's Black Pyramid. In our upcoming book, Ankallah Revealed, available soon for $29.95, we'll dig up some more of the story that nearly all history books have ignored. Mhm. It's gonna come to light. The review is actually we don't know. This story is totally made up. I just really typed it off the top of my head. Along the way, I left out a dozen clues that this history was bogus. You might have caught a few, but kept reading, or you might just stop and skip to this part to see if you bought the wrong book. If you found this story exciting and unbelievable, don't feel too bad. This represents the other end of the spectrum when we talked about bad history, and we want to have an honest discussion about it. On one end, there is conservative history that denies everything black or contrary to the mainstream Western view. Often twisting logic and the facts to do so. On the other end, there is the alternative history that flies in the face of the mainstream, but often ignores the criteria of sound research methodology. This is an example of the kind of history some of us are used to reading or watching via YouTube. Problem is, how do you know if it's real? The story you just read is literally 0% factual. I mean, the Zagros Mountains are real, but they aren't in Baghdad. There is no doctor, don't believe me, or Mattis tough this made this stuff up. Mhm. And how likely is a city 50 miles under the Earth's surface? How did the scientists walk for days in dark tunnels? Where did the light come from? How did they know how tall it was? How on earth could the people have lived alongside dinosaurs, especially when neither of those creatures is a real dinosaur? And did you check the references? If not, do it now. So, what's the point of all of this? To remind you that not all information is good information. Some of the stuff you're reading might be just as bad as the Eurocentric crap. In this book, we worked hard to use sound methodology and reliable evidence to make our claims. After you've read this book, our hope is that you'll be better prepared to read other books like this, many of which will be more technical. And we also hope that you will be able to tell when you encounter bogus claims that don't deserve your attention. Aha, lessons learned. Don't believe everything you read. You can't do it. We're just sharing this information on. So do your own research, check your references, make sure it's proper, truth, knowledge, evidence, fact based. You know, the usual. All black everything, think despite big dreams, many streams. That was when the world was black. We coming right back to it. Like, share, subscribe, it thumbs up like a hitchhiker. We're gonna keep on getting bigger, growing. Appreciate y'all all the time.